We are one of the top 5 clubs globally. I am Lydia Wanjiku, your presiding Toastmasters for this meeting. Our club mission: we provide supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Our statement: Leadership Speak is a premier club for experienced Toastmasters to become better self-directed leaders. We are an advanced club focused primarily on leadership development in everything we do. Our timer has the virtual hand raised so we can all see who is keeping good time for us. Our TMOD, who will lead our meeting, is Toastmaster Hannah Smith. This is what we have about our Toastmasters. Hannah's interaction with Toastmasters worldwide have greatly impacted her deepening her understanding of the common values that unite diverse audience. She appreciates that each club has its unique culture and believes that leadership and communication are essential for her ongoing development. An effective leader, she actively seeks opportunity to inspire others and help them achieve their objective. Please help me welcome our TMOD, Toastmaster Hannah Schmidt. Welcome, Toastmaster Hannah Smith.
Thank you very much, Madam Presiding Officer, for that introduction. And I warmly welcome everybody to this meeting. A special welcome to our guests and visitors. I recognize a few faces of regular faces and some new faces. And I see the agenda has been posted into the chat box already. Thank you very much. Maybe do that a little bit later again. And our guest book will also be posted into the chat box. And as Lydia already mentioned, I invite you to sign and share your comments. We look forward to speaking with you after the meeting and staying in touch with you. Guests and visitors, you are also invited to cast your votes for our best effort speaker and later the best effort evaluator. So I invite you to listen very carefully and vote for the speaker who puts forth the best effort. Our theme for the day is Leaders Build Trust. For me, authentic leaders build trust by being dependable in both their actions and their words. When a leader's speech matches their behavior, it strengthens their connection with others. Authenticity promotes consistency, and consistently acting with integrity helps to build the trust. Trust is definitely established through our daily behaviors, fulfilling promises, acknowledging errors, and listening sincerely and acting ethically even when unobserved. One statement of assurance says, you can trust me. Whereas a statement of trust is, you can count on me. And people know they can really fully trust you and rely on you. Leadership isn't solely about convincing others to believe in us. It is about providing them with a reason to trust us. And trust strengthens responsibility. And at Leadership Speak, we embrace this responsibility by listening carefully, offering constructive feedback, and supporting each other's growth. Each interaction is a chance to build trust. And to start our meeting, as usual, we start today's meeting with a toast. And this time the toast will be raised by Guerdah. Guerdah, how are you today on this beautiful Saturday?
I am wonderful, Hannah. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. And please raise your toast.
Welcome to leaders who build trust. Trust is a little like Wi-Fi, I hear. You don't think about it when it's working, but the moment it disappears, suddenly nobody can get anything done. But unlike Wi-Fi, trust cannot simply be switched on. It is built, conversation by conversation, decision by decision, and sometimes apology by apology. Trust begins with consistency. Are we consistent with our words, with our actions? Are we even predictable in our integrity? Then trust goes when people feel seen. Do people feel heard, respected, valued? Do people feel safe enough to follow you? And then trust builds courage. When people trust their leader, they are more willing to contribute, take risks, speak up. And every time we listen before judging, keep our word, acknowledge another person's contribution, or give someone the courage to speak, we are building trust. An example of this, yesterday, Nelly Jane asked me to be the toast for today. Without even thinking, I said, yes, because it is you. Why? Because I trust Nelly Jane, because of what I have seen in her, because of how consistent she has been. Trust is something that is built, absolutely. And it is built in a way that requires no effort because it is who we are. So here's to trustworthy leaders. May our words create confidence, our actions create credibility, and our leadership create spaces where people can bring their whole selves to the table. Now, I will ask you to put on your camera, unmute your microphone, and toast with me to leaders who build.
Leaders
who build.
Cheers.
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 Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Guerdah, for that wonderful toast. Trust is built slowly, but just one wrong word, one wrong action, and trust is broken. Thank you very much for emphasizing that. Our next role player is our timer. And I see she's already got her virtual hand raised for everybody, all the speakers, evaluators, to watch their times. Nelly, how are you today on this Saturday? And
I am very fine. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Good day, fellow.
Please explain your role. Yeah.
Good day, fellow Toastmasters. I am your timer for today's meeting. I will time each speaker according to the agenda and signal using virtual background colors. Green, yellow, red. After each segment, I will post the authentic time results in the chat. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Nelly. And everybody will be on time today with their time. Our next role player is our grammarian. Let's spotlight our grammarian, please.
Our grammarian just lost power right now.
Oh, okay, then we'll come back. Thank you for putting that back. Then we will go on. By the way, she's got a beautiful word, authentic. And to take it up for that word, authentic, please use that word as possible, as many times as you can. I'm sure Guerdah will stand in for her at the moment to count the word of the day. Our guests, our most important people today, except of course for our visit, for our members. The guest book can be posted into the chat box, and I encourage you to sign it with your comments. And we look forward to chatting with you after the meeting. And of course, I repeat it again, guests and visitors, please remember also to vote for the best effort speaker and later on for the best effort evaluator. You have the fullest right to vote for them. We start our meeting with something very interesting. Our educational speaker, Robin Stone. Robin, he will open our speech section today with a powerful educational speech. Firstly, I request his evaluator to present the purpose of the speech, and I invite Guerdah to please read the objective of the speech. Guerdah?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Let me see if I am... Yes, I'm not unmuted. The objective of our educational module presenter, Robin, today is the purpose of the project is for him to practice developing and presenting a longer speech. Robin, with communicating with him, he reminded me that he will be sitting today and not standing because he is experimenting with the PowerPoint slides in the back, and he wants to see if he is in control with that. Best of luck to you, Robin. Back to you, General. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much. Robin, his passion is to keep learning new things, and he has been doing so all his life. And today he will share what he knows about trust, while also learning how to use the presentation software, as Guerdah mentioned. I hope you find the talk authentic and informative. And Robin, is it still cold in South Africa? And how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Yeah, beautiful day here.
Thank you. And please help me welcome Robin Stone. Leaders build trust. Leaders build trust. Robin Stone, over to you.
Thank you very much, Hannah. And so we'll start the learning process. I need to, first of all, find the presentation, and that should be here with us. Leaders build trust, and as you can see, the byline there is trust, the glue that holds together teams. Actually, that's really an understatement. Trust holds together all relationships, holds together society as a whole. It holds together nations. It holds together relationships between nations. If we did not have trust, then we would have a serious problem. And actually, perhaps we don't have enough trust on a societal level as it is. And I think, as we'll be discussing later, if we did not have trust at Leadership Speak or any Toastmasters club, the club would not function properly. So what is trust? I'm going to look at, there are many different kinds of definition, and I'm going to have a look at, first of all, what we say here. Trust is confidence in the outcome of a situation. Trust is typically when you can't guarantee anything, actually, but you have confidence, particularly on the people around you, working together with you, that you're relying on, that they will do what they can to ensure that there is a positive outcome. So you expect a positive outcome like we do today. You trust the relationship, which is why we take the risks that we do. It's why I'm here today, because I trust Hannah. Known Hannah a long time. I know I can trust her as the Toastmaster, and I know I can trust many of the members. I know I can trust my evaluator to actually ensure that they have my back. I can't control the outcome, of course I can't, and none of us can. But the thing is, at the end of the day, the trust we have in one another actually makes everything more valuable. It enhances value. And that's the thing with trust. Without it, it would be a real problem. So, trust depends on authenticity. That's our word of the day, by the way. It relies on integration, that is, things coming together. And I think, as has already been mentioned, consistency. So I'm the same today. You can expect the same from me today as you could yesterday and the day before that. If I don't have that consistency, you can't trust me or anybody else. It relies on a shared understanding of the goals that we have together. And that depends on communication, constant, authentic communication, which is, I guess, why we're here today. This is what we are about. It's about this constant communication. And if you're in a team or in any other situation where you're working with other people, even in a family, communication is actually vital. I remember years ago, I sat in a divorce court and I listened to the reasons why people were getting divorced. And over again, it was lack of communication. Not the other things you think it might be. It was actually lack of communication. Just shows how important communication is in all our relationships. Simon Sinek, you all know who he is. He came up with the idea, which I think we're all familiar with, understand or know your why. That's what he came up with, and you can see a lot of his teaching, a lot of his training on YouTube. If you just look him up, you will see numerous videos that he has produced. He says a team is not a group of people that work together. A team is a group of people that trust each other. Do you agree with that? I wonder. I think to some extent that is true, but I think an effective team is a group of people that trust each other. But a team is also a group of people that work together and that depend on one another. And a team in this sense is of people not just working in the same department or something like that, but actually where one person affects the work of another. So you can think particularly, say, a sports team or soccer team, something like that, and you can see that in practice. So how do we develop trust? Well, we look at things like communication, which we've already spoken about, very important. Openness, being open with one another, being truthful and transparent. I will come back to that again. Nelly, you've raised your hand. You want to say something? Okay, sorry, that's a timer. Yeah. Fairness, being fair to one another, recognition, recognizing one another, being caring about one another, and concerned for one another as well. Being informed and being committed to the organization. Then we also have to remember we have to be heard. We have to identify with common goals, and we have to be regarded, the members of the team have to be regarded as being valued. And these are all ways in which we can develop trust. So trust demands effort, a lot of work, a lot of hard work actually to develop trust. Stephen Covey, he came up with the seven principles. He wrote several books, and he says that trust is the glue of life. I think absolutely. It's the most essential ingredient in effective communication. If we don't trust one another, we are not going to communicate effectively. I think that's the point that he was making there. And he says it's the foundational principle that holds together all relationships. And in this talk, we are going to see that time and time again. Now, can you trust me with this presentation? And I want to show you this diagram, which I picked up somewhere, was which I thought was quite interesting. It was called the trust tree. And this is not the diagram that I saw. What I did was I asked AI to recreate this diagram, so I wasn't copying somebody else's diagram, and to look at the factors that make up trust. So why the tree has got the slice in the middle, I really wouldn't know. You'll have to ask AI about that. But you can see, if you look at the bottom, you can see, look at the roots, the basis for trust. So it's being trustworthy, being mutually respectful, and also having some shared values. Any organization, any type of venture, things like any Toastmasters club has to have those things at its very base. The trunk, once again, we're coming back to consistency, consistent behavior, dependability, being accountable. And then, of course, we have the branches, which is at the top of the tree. And so depending on communication, empathy, being transparent, and also being vulnerable. And then the canopy right at the top, the leaves and all that depicts the outcome of strong relationships, strong bonds, collaboration, people work together, and loyalty. Do you agree with loyalty? If you do or don't, just put it in the chat. I'll have a look at it later on. So that is the trust tree, which I think is a good illustration. I want to introduce you to this, and it's called the Trust Index. And this was developed by Mick Cope, who wrote the book that you see there. He wrote actually many books. And that particular one is called The 7 C's of Consulting. This is one of those books that when you're at the airport and you're looking for something to read, you pick up a book on leadership management. And this particular book on change management is actually the best book I personally have come across, and I can highly recommend it. And I was so impressed with what I read that, I mean, I sit in the bottom end of South Africa, and I was impressed to the extent he's based in London, and I actually went to London to learn from the author Mick Cope himself about this. So he developed the trust, he put it into an acronym, and he divided it into the T standing for truthfulness. And I've sort of expanded that to say it's not just being truthful, it's being transparent as well. Because you can be truthful and actually not tell the whole truth. So, but when you add that dimension of transparency to it, then the truth comes into focus more. It's responsive, in other words, being heard. Uniform, being consistent, again. Safe, which means there has to be credibility. Trained, and which means being competent as well. So now you take this into any of your relationships, personal or business, and go through these things that you're probably focusing on things like being trained and uniform. But would you expect that from your spouse, for example? And to what extent? And this is not being 100% in all these things. That's impossible. It's actually using this as a guideline to areas that we need to focus on. So if you look at this, you can look here as a 10-point scale, ranging from negative right through to positive. And you can see in some areas, one is not really at the top. So trained, there's work to do. Being safe, yes, great. Being consistent, not really, for this particular person. And being responsive, actually quite low, and being truthful, very low. So this is a way that you can look and unpack a particular relationship, particularly if you're involved in things like coaching or counseling or even marriage counseling. You can use this as a way of determining what the trust index actually looks like. John Maxwell, you all know him, written numerous books on leadership, and I'm sure probably you've read some of them. I must tell you, I don't know how many of you have actually seen John Maxwell in the flesh, but he came over to my little town, and so I was actually able to attend a day's workshop with John Maxwell. And it was really, this is exactly how he is. He's friendly, he's humorous, he's an amazing person. And the government actually brought him over. And I've got nothing to do with the government, but because my town is small, we all know one another, I was able to wangle an invitation. Anyway, he says you build trust with others each time you choose integrity over image, truth over convenience, or honor over personal gain. I don't know if he gave this. I don't remember him giving this particular message at the workshop, but I can tell you for certain the people in government really needed to hear this. We have got several serious commissions of inquiry into corruption and so on going on at the moment because this particular message was ignored. It really is really a very powerful quote, and one that in some of our societies really needs to be taken quite seriously. So once again, you will trust with others each time you make the choice of integrity over image, truth over convenience, or honor over personal gain. The integrity over image. You must see the designer clothing and so on that people wear when they're on the dock being accused of corruption or whatever the case is. When trust is lost, it reduces value. Trust is an asset. It increases the cost of doing business, fraud, introduces a fear culture. We've got lots of examples of that from our political society here, results in organizational politics and general loss of energy. People are frightened and sometimes even to the extent of their lives. Somebody said, we don't know who, trust takes years to build, seconds to break, and forever to repair. Just think when a marriage breaks down because one party chooses to have an affair. I've seen this time and time again. It takes forever to bring that back, if ever. Yeah, when I prepared this, this is Jason Ade. This is the Cambridge professor who was accused of plagiarism. Unfortunately, in the last 24 hours, it seems that he died. Okay, so I don't want to dwell on him anymore. But this must have been devastating, and this is a sort of loss we really don't need in our society. It was devastating for all concerned. Friedrich Nietzsche said, "I'm not upset that you lied to me. I'm upset that from now on, I can't believe you. I can't believe you." So how would leadership speak on the trust index? How would it fare? So people said, even when we were coming into this meeting, that it's high quality, but that demands a lot of work and a lot of trust. So you can go through the trust index factors and actually measure leadership speak just for yourself. I'm an accountant, and this is the current big four that are left of the accounting firms: KPMG, Deloitte, PwC. Look at the PwC mission statement. Our purpose is to build trust in society and solve important problems. KPMG, our purpose is to inspire confidence and empower change. Here's some examples from this year. All these companies have been involved in serious infractions, and we can't afford to lose yet another major firm, and it can happen. So, for example, previous firms from the past, Arthur Anderson, who were the auditors of Enron, no longer exists, and there are a lot of people working there. It's got a major impact. I want to just go back and just talk about KPMG. KPMG used to be in my town as well. I've worked with them. They were auditors, worked with them, did excellent work. But in another part of the company in South Africa, they signed off on a bank that was actually rotten to the core. And they said, no, it's fine, it's good. And people lost huge amounts of money. Some people, as a result, even took their own lives. Very tragic. And so trust really matters. The people I was working with, I would have trusted them with my life. But unfortunately, all of them lost their jobs. All of them. So, trust. This is some closing thoughts. I gave this presentation to AI and I said, give me some closing thoughts. So this is AI closing thoughts. And this is from Microsoft Copilot, if you want to see what something like that can do. And it said, yes, trust is the invisible currency that compounds over time. So true. It says, unlike money or influence, it cannot be printed or borrowed. It must be earned, protected, and invested wisely. When trust is strong, every relationship, decision, and strategy gains value. Lose it, and even the greatest resources become liabilities. So, look after your trust assets, folk. It's so valuable. Don't let it go. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Raman, thank you very much for your speech about trust. And building trust is definitely keeping your commitments, and that makes others feel safe to rely on them. Trust among nations, as you mentioned it, is essential. Our leadership speak showcases 22 flags from various countries, various nations, symbolizing a genuine trust in our leaders, and that is authentic. Thank you very much. Now we come to shorter speeches, and the first speaker of this evening or afternoon is Nelly Jane. Can we spotlight her, please? Thank you. And she was evaluated by Sonia.
Hello, Toastmaster of the Day.
Hey, thank you, Sonia. Thank you very much. And will you kindly read the objectives of Nelly Jane's speech?
Absolutely. Nelly Jane's speech is part of the pathway Visionary Communication, Level 1. The project is Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. The purpose of this project is for Nelly Jane to practice using vocal variety and body language to enhance her speech. Nelly Jane had tasked me with 2 missions: to observe her pacing and if her transitions are effective, so that we as the audience can easily follow along, as she will be speaking from 2 different perspectives. All the best to you, Nelly Jane. Back to you, Hannah, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Sonia. Nelly Jane, she's our first speaker of the series, and she is joining us from the Philippines. Wow, that's far away from here. She believes that leadership is not measured by how many people follow you, but by how many people trust you enough to walk with you. Nelly Jane, even though it's nearly morning for you, how are you today?
Hi, Hannah. I'm fine. And it's still a bit too late at night. Almost morning. Soon.
Thank you for joining us at this time of the day. And please help me welcome Nelly Jane. The mirror that lied to me. The mirror that lied to me. Nelly Jane, over to you.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all? Oh, please. Not this question again. Do you have any idea how many times I've been asked that? For many times, for years, people stand in front of me. They turn left, they turn right. They smile. They stop smiling. They pull something in. They push something out. They stand taller. They turn sideways. And then they ask me, do I look okay now? Of course, I don't know. I'm a mirror. I don't have the opinions. I don't have the standards. I don't have any social media accounts. I simply reflect whatever stands in front of me, and yet people spent their entire lives asking me questions I was never designed to answer. Am I beautiful? Am I getting old? Am I too fat? Am I too thin? Do I look successful enough? Am I enough? And I would show you nothing but reflection. Yet somehow you treated that as an answer. You know, when you were a child, you were so easy. You came running towards me. You made different faces, the scary ones, the cute ones, ridiculous ones. You open your mouth so wide. You check your teeth. You play with your tongue. You dance so badly. You trip sometimes. You wore a blanket, I could remember, and you suddenly became a royalty. You held a toothbrush and became a singer. You put your hands on your hips, and suddenly you're unstoppable. And do you know what I love the most? You never asked me if you were good enough because you simply think you are. And then you grow up. Suddenly, you stood in front of me like I was the examiner. Too fat, too thin, too dark, too pale, too old, too tired, too much, not enough. You would tilt your head again, turn sideways, left and right, pull this, fix this, cover that, and sometimes You stared at me for a long time for a teeny tiny flaw. You forgot that there was an entire person standing in front of me. That was one of my favorite tricks. One that will make an imperfection look bigger than a whole life you had. I have watched people stand in front of me after hearing words that broke them. After someone left, after someone failed, after life didn't happen the way they wanted it. They stared at me sometimes for a very long time and asked, "What is wrong with me?" And those were the moments I hate being a mirror. Because I want to scream, nothing! Nothing is wrong with you. Someone leaving does not make you unlovable. Failing does not make you a failure. Getting old does not make you less beautiful. And making a mistake doesn't make you a mistake. But they cannot hear me. They only see themselves. But there were things I could not show, and I never told you that. And that was my biggest lie. I could show you the tears, but not what caused them. I could show you the scar, but not the healing. I could show you your tired eyes, but not the nights you stayed awake, hoping someone else, loving someone else. I could show you your hands, but not the people those hands had held, had cared. I could show you your mouth, but not the words that comforted someone. I could show you your face after failure, but not the courage it took for you to try again. I showed you what happened to you, but I never showed you what you became because of it. And you mistook the visible for the entire truth. I know your face. You know your story. I know your reflection. You know the fight. I know the outside. You know everything it took to still be standing here. And when you realize, that's the time I lost my lies. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, that should have been the end of the story. The mirror confessed. It lied. The person learned. Beautiful lesson. Except there's one problem. This essence, the story of other people. This was my story. I was the one who once stand there asking, am I enough? I was the one comparing. I was the one turning one failure into my identity. I was the one staring at a tired face, calling it just a weakness. I was the one expecting a reflection to tell me who I was. And for years, I believed that. I believed everything it showed me, everything it could show me, everything I imagined it was saying. But right now, you can finally answer. The mirror lied to me because I know what it left out. My kindness, my failure, my growth, my scars, my healing, my story, me. The mirror showed my face and let me believe it had showed my truth. So yes, again, the mirror lied to me. And maybe it has been lying to another person too. Toastmaster of the day.
Nelly Jane, mirror on the wall. Your visionary communication was delivered with great confidence, eh? Unless that mirror is distorted, it always tells the truth. And that mirror of leadership speak is honest. We are leaders whom you can trust. Thank you very much. Now, guests and visitors, let us post the guest book again, please. And eagerly awaiting your feedback, etc. And just remember, a sweet reminder, you can vote for the best effort speaker and later for the best effort evaluator. Now we can hear the ice crushing with our second speaker, Leah, Minja. And she will be evaluated by Arona. Can we spotlight Arona, please? Thank you very much. Arona, please read the objectives of Leah's speech.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Today, Leah will deliver her first speech, a leadership speak. It is an icebreaker speech from Motivational Strategies Pathway. And the objective of this speech is for Leah to introduce herself to the class members and to learn a basic structure of a public speech. In addition to the primary objective of this project, Leah told me also to focus my evaluation on her Zoom presence. And at the end of this meeting, I will give my report. Best of luck of Leah, and back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Arona. Leah says to me she is committed to mentoring others, sharing her skills and fostering empathetic, trustworthy leadership that inspires self-directed teams. Leah, I hear that ice crushing. How are you today?
I am well. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
And now please help me welcome Leah. 2 hours notice. 2 hours notice. Leah, over to you.
How much of your life can change in 2 hours notice? If you ask me this question 6 years ago, I would have probably said it was filled with spreadsheets because I would spend it reviewing a quarterly budget. Fellow Toastmasters, esteemed guests, my name is Leah Minja. I am from Tanzania. I am the last but one because I have 4 siblings from my family. Growing up, my guidance was my mother, a retired academician who enjoyed structural learning and career path. She steered me into finance works. I followed this road dutifully, and which saw me leading the Department of Finance for almost a decade. It was calm, beautiful, and full of spreadsheets. It was comforting. Then, 5 years ago, I took a leap into project management. The role closed the spreadsheet curtain. It saw me interacting with a diverse of stakeholders, conversing with multiple countries, interacting across the country and the globe. I wasn't prepared for that yet, but life happened. I remember a particular event where we were preparing a major project launch. I meticulously crafted a keynote speech for my supervisor, for him to deliver it. 2 hours before the launch, he called me. Yes, sir. I want you to go ahead and deliver the keynote speech because I will not make it. What, sir? Me? A keynote? Okay, sir. I hung up Before I could process the panic, I found myself in the podium. My hands were gripping in the lectern. My eyes were locked in the keynote speech, reading word after word without failing. The moment I finished that keynote speech, I sprinted to the washroom just to catch my breath. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, have you been in a similar situation like mine? As I looked through the washroom mirror, I did not like the face that I saw. From that day, I said, something needs to change. If I'm going to lead, I need to equip myself with public speaking skills. I read a couple of wonderful speeches notebook from a book like this one. I spent endless hours streaming on YouTube to learn about public speaking. Friends, without practice, public speaking is limited. It was that particular moment a colleague introduced me to Toastmasters. I attended a 2-hour meeting. And before the meeting ended, I had made a deliberation. Yes, I am becoming a member. This is where I belong. Fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests, authentic of a leader shows up when they are ready to step out of their comfort zone. Why did I join Toastmasters? First, to equip myself with public speaking skills. In that 2 hour meeting, I was able to learn constructive feedback, authentic speakers who inspired me mostly. Why did I join Leadership Speak? Few months ago, I was appointed as area director for my district 114. And at my local club, I was elected as the vice president education. These two beautiful hats comes with responsibilities. Hence, my decision to join this premier club in the world so that I could learn more. Looking back from where I'm coming, that phone call from my supervisor, the 2 hours meeting session I attended at a Toastmasters club were a life-changing for me. They transformed me significantly to who I am becoming. I would like to give you a call to action this particular day, and I would like to urge you to think through it before the weekend ends. If my life was changed with a 2 hours notice, how can you change your life with a 2 hours notice? Toastmaster of the day.
Leah, thank you very much for that icebreaker. Did you hear it crushing that ice? And Leadership Speak truly embodies authentic public speaking and leadership speak. So you've made the right decision. Ladies and gentlemen, we are really doing some globe hopping because we now move from Tanzania to Switzerland for our third speaker, Marie. Thank you very much. And Chiba evaluated another one from a far away country, Miriam. Miriam, would you kindly read the objectives of Marie's speech?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Regarding for the Marie, the purpose of his speech, she's there from the motivational strategy level 4. A purpose of her speech, choose the speech typical that the appropriate for your audience. And then when I had the conversation with her, I need to focus on what was unique she using in her speech and how the clear the speaker delivery the material and what could be improved. The time for a speech, 10 to 15 minutes, all the best for my target speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Miriam. And Marie, she is a Toastmaster from Switzerland. And in today's speech, Make It Matter is basically her philosophy in miniature. She believes trust starts the moment a leader listens closely enough to actually see what is going on before saying a word. Marie, in Switzerland, how are you today?
Well, thank you. And what about you?
I'm fine. I'm looking forward to your speech. Please help me welcome Marie. Read the room. Read the room. Marie, over to you.
Yes.
She's got a 10 to 15-minute presentation, Madam Toastmaster timer.
I changed my title. It was Make It Matter. Make It Matter.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Please help me welcome Marie. Make it matter. Make it matter. Marie, over to you.
Look at your screen. Every face in these Zoom boxes is silently asking one question. Why should I care? You may not say it out loud. You may even smile politely. But somewhere in your mind, the question is there. What's in this for me? That question, is it the heart of today's presentation on selecting your topic from the Better Speaker series? The purpose of this module is simple: to help us choose topics that matter to our audience. As speaker, we often start with a great idea. We have knowledge, experience, and a lot to say. But if our topic doesn't matter to our audience, we lose their attention. And when we lose their attention, we lose something even more important: trust. Our meeting theme today is Leaders Build Trust. Leaders build trust when they show three things every time they speak. I understand you. I respect your time. I have something relevant for you. Today, I will show you how to transform almost any topic using three simple filters. Know your audience. Ask, so what? Find personal alignment. In parentheses, a picture is worth 1,000 words. I've shared it in the chat. Now, let's bring it to life. And please, during my speech, respond by using the following emoji. Thumbs up. Please see me that. You can make that just now. Thumbs up. Thank you. Thumbs down. Can I have a thumbs down, please? Thank you. Did better. And heart. Heart. Can I have some heart, please? Yes. Why I said that? Because I want. Thank you, Guerdah. I would like to have an interactive participation. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And instead of only talking about theory, we will experience this together. Let's start with a topic. From my own professional background, thrombosis. Yes, thrombosis. Probably not the topic you expected at an advanced leadership meeting. So, let's see if we can make it matter. The first filter, know your audience. Before choosing a topic, don't start with, what do I want to talk about? Start with, who am I talking to? What do they already know? What do they need? What problem are they facing? For an advanced group like Leadership Speak, we have experienced professionals, many retired leaders, former Taskmaster district leaders, and people with an international perspective. So, basic information is not enough. Our content needs to respect their experience and knowledge in this room. As a medical assistant, I shared my knowledge about different types of thrombosis. I knew the subject. I knew the terminology. I knew the details. But imagine if I open today by saying, today I am going to explain the different types of thrombosis, their characteristics, and the medical terms associated with them. Let's do a quick check. Look at your Zoom toolbar and find your reaction buttons. If that opening made you think, yes, that is exactly what I need today, give me a thumbs up. Or if you thought, why is this relevant to an advanced leaders meeting, give me a thumbs down. I will see what your reaction is. Oh, you are very kind. I think you are very polite. Thank you very much. Yes, the information may be important. My knowledge may be accurate, but that doesn't make the topic relevant to you. A topic can be important to the speaker and still be completely irrelevant to the audience. A topic can be important to the speaker and still be completely irrelevant to the audience. That is for the second filter, simple and very powerful. So what? Take your main idea and challenge it. Why does this matter to my audience? Why should they care? What does it matter now? The so what question forces us to move from simply giving information to creating relevance. Let's go back to our starting topic, the different types of thrombosis. Before applying our filter, I might say information focused. Today, I am going to explain the different types of thrombosis, the characteristic and the terminology associated with them. Now, watch what happens. When I think about our leadership speak audience, we have district leaders, experienced professionals, and people who think about leadership and organization. After applying the two filters, I could say, as a medical assistant, I learned to recognize thrombosis, blockage that can form silently inside a system that looks perfectly healthy from the outside, until suddenly it isn't. And I realized that many of you, as leaders, have seen the same thing. A club, a team, an organization, or family can look perfectly healthy until a problem that no one noticed finally blocks progress. You see? Some technical background, some medical experience, but now there is a shift. I have moved from my medical information to leadership relevance. Now, how does that transformation feel to you as leaders? If this approach makes the topic more interesting and relevant, give me a heart, please. So I don't see any, at least I see some heart, but normally it could be more interesting like that. That is the difference. We moved from dry information to genuine connections. Don't ask only, what do I know? Ask, why should they care? Don't ask only, what do I know? Ask, why should they care? On the last filter, find personal alignment. This is where your experience meets your audience needs. I bring my experience, you bring the need. My speech becomes the bridge between the two. That is a bridge. When we speak only from our technical perspective, we can create distance. But when we connect our real experiences, that's what our audience needs. We create a bridge. And when the bridge generates, we build trust. There is where authentic communication becomes powerful. Apply that to our example, thrombosis. Imagine my audience is made up of startup founders, investors, and board members. I could frame the same topics like this. In medicine, thrombosis happens when blood stops moving properly. In a fast-growing company, cash, communication, and momentum are like blood flow. A company can have money and talent, but if decision becomes slow, communication breaks down, and bureaucracy takes over, the organization can become stuck. That is a kind of organizational thrombosis. Now, the medical topic connect to their world. Now, the last example. Now, imagine my audience is coaches, trainer, and athletic professional. I could say, we teach athletes to push through the pain and keep going. But there is one silent problem. It cannot be solved by simply trying harder. Deep vein thrombosis can occur when someone is inactive for a long time. For example, after an injury or during a long trip. Knowing the warning sign can help protect an athlete's health and, in some cases, even save a life. Again, the topic changes because the audience changes. So, did you notice how the topic changed to fit the audience? The topic is not only about what I know, it's about what the audience needs. Think about your next speech topic. Maybe it is something from your career. Maybe it is something technical. Maybe it is something you have spent years learning. Now ask yourself, how can I connect this experience to something my audience needs? If you feel confident that you can take a complex topic from your career and connect it to your audience needs, give me a thumbs up. Thank you, Penny. I see those thumbs up reaction. That tells me we are ready to apply this every time you talk the microphone. Because expertise gives you something to say. Personal alignment gives your audience a reason to listen. To transform a speech topic and build trust, remember 3 things. Know your audience. Start with the people who need to hear your message. Ask, so what? Move from information to relevance. Ask why your audience should care. Find personal alignment. Connect your real experience with your audience's real needs. My experience with thrombosis taught me something important. The goal of communication is not to show people how much I know. The goal is to help people understand what matters. So before you choose your next speech topic, ask yourself, who is my audience? So what? Why should they care? How can I share this in an authentic way that meets their needs? Your audience may forget your technical terms. Your audience may forget your statistics, but your audience will remember the moment they looked at their screen and thought, that was exactly what I need to hear. When that happens, you have just given a speech. You have just not given a speech. You've built trust. You've built a bridge. You've made it matter. Back to you, our Toastmaster of the day, Hannah.
Marie, thank you very much for that powerful speech. And your speech from the better speaking series made a definite impact on us, especially with the audience's interaction. It made it matter and put a smile onto some faces. Thank you very much. Please, guests, sign the guest book again. Let it be posted. Thank you. And before we close up, we've got one more speaker. Cedric. Can we just spotlight Cedric, please? There we are. And his evaluator is Nagla.
Hello, good day, Toastmaster Anna. How are you doing today?
There we are. There we are. Thank you very much. Cedric is from Rwanda. Although he is from Kenya, but he lives in Rwanda. Nagla, please read the objectives of that speech, please.
Toastmaster Cedric today is addressing Understanding Conflict Resolution Project. The purpose statement of this project is for the member to develop or enhance their understanding of the steps and the strategies to address conflict, whereby the member is requested to share aspects of their experience learning about the resolving conflict. All the best for Toastmaster Cedric. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nagla. And for Cedric, his introduction is he's a finance professional from Kenya, but currently residing in Rwanda. And he is looking forward to learning from leadership speak and appreciates our feedback when he delivers his speech. Cedric, how are you today? And let us hear your winning proposal.
Yes, I am doing well. How about you?
Thank you very much. I'm fine, thanks. Cedric, please help me welcome him. When a group discussion became a conflict, Cedric, over to you.
Have you ever been in a group discussion whereby you're expected to discuss on an assignment, but you ended up discussing each other? For me, this happened during my university days. I remember thinking, discussing in a group is easy. You form the group, divide the work, go and discuss and come and put it together. Instead, I find it more difficult than even the assignment itself. Through this moment, I learned these 3 lessons. Listening to respond, focusing on the issues and not the person, and finding a common ground. At first, in the group assignment, everything was going on well. I remember one member saying, "I do not think this is right." Another one replied, "This is not what I said." Slowly, what started as a normal discussion started becoming a conflict. As other group members, we looked toward the 2 members and asked ourselves, we thought this was a group assignment. Why all this disagreement? Slowly, we started giving each group member an opportunity to explain his answer. We realized that the disagreement was arising because the group members were simply responding and not understanding. Most of them were not even waiting for others to finish responding before interrupting. In our life, sometimes we learn that effective communication requires us to speak. Sometimes we need to listen. Stop asking and listen. When more members started listening, our discussions started becoming productive. In another discussion, 2 members started also arguing. One asked, "I do not think your responses are right." Another one responded, "You do not know what I am saying." This discussion started becoming personal. We lost our group focus and started attacking each other. In Toastmasters, I learned one lesson. You do not need to attack the person, just make him or challenge his idea. Finally, we ask ourselves, what are we trying to achieve here? We need to complete the assignment, submit on time, and get marks. When the objective was clear, the group members started focusing on that. It is not about saying who is right, who should we use his answers. Instead, by combining all the group efforts together. When we started combining the group efforts, we started finding solutions to our answers. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, during my university time, I learned that having a discussion between 2 people might not be easy since each person comes with his own terms. At all the times, you do not need to be right. Ask yourself, are we achieving our goal as a group? Fellow Toastmasters and guests, when we started not asking who is wrong, but how can we improve the assignment, this started making impact on our group. Next time you find yourself in a conflict, do not ask, am I saying the right answer? Instead, ask, are we achieving our purpose as a group? Next time you find yourself in a conflict, remember these three answers. Listen, focus on the issues, and find common ground. Toastmaster of the day.
Cedric, thank you very much. And definitely at Leadership Speak, we focus on the importance and we build trust. There won't be any conflicts. Thank you very much. I just want to thank Nelly Jane also for interacting with our guests and encourage our guests again to sign the guest book, please. Nelly, our timer, please post the times into the chat box. And while that is going on, Azuma, please post the poll for the best effort speaker. And I invite our guests and visitors again to please remember, vote for them. It is also your chance to vote for our best effort speaker. There we are. The times are posted. Thank you very much, Nelly. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attendance and a special thanks to our visitors, also guests. Leadership Speak is the advanced group where we enhance our communication and leadership skills and become better self-directed leaders. Say what you mean, do what you say, but be consistent in both. That is how leaders build trust. And therefore, make your next action worthy of someone's trust. Dear guests and visitors, I hope you have enjoyed the meeting, but stay on because now comes the other part of it where we all learn. And for that, I'll hand over back to our presiding Toastmaster, Lydia. Thank you very much for letting me be your Toastmaster of the day. Lydia, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, our Toastmaster of the day, Hannah Smith. You've taken us through very well. And now we have more information from even our speakers about leaders build trust. Let me remind our guests to sign on the guest book, and also in case you have any feedback, we encourage you to put the feedback on the chat and also stay until the end when we'll hear your feedback. Now we are moving to another segment of evaluation. We value feedback. And the person who is going to take us through this session will be our general evaluator, Rashmi Udeshi. This is what Rashmi said about the theme. She said, trust is built in small, consistent moments. When our words, action, and intentions align, and people know they can count on us. Let us all welcome our general evaluator, Rashmi Udeshi. Rashmi, over to you.
Thank you, presiding officer, Toastmaster, Lydia. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and a warm welcome to our guests. I am the general evaluator today and will supervise the evaluation part of this meeting. This General evaluation section is divided in 3 parts, where firstly, I'll be calling on a team of seasoned Toastmasters to evaluate our speakers. Thereafter, I'll be calling the role players for their reports. And finally, I will share my overall assessment of the meeting. Let's now invite Ray Rivero. Ray Rivero. Ray Rivero is a chartered member of Leadership Speak and believes that by emphasizing trust and authenticity, a leader will provide a supportive environment for all team members to contribute without hesitation. The goal for the evaluator is he wants to make sure that his evaluation captures well how Guerdah connected with the audience using vocal variety, body language, and if her toast aligns with the theme of the day. Hello, Ray, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, Rashmi. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine too, thank you. So Ray Rivero will now evaluate the toast raiser, Guerdah Felix. Felix, over to you.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Gold. Trust is gold. Once lost, it could never be reclaimed. Thank you not only for stepping up at the role at the last minute, but for delivering an opening worthy of starting this meeting. I loved how you opened up. You took your time to present the importance of today's theme. And a very interesting comparison with Wi-Fi. Analogies are very powerful tools to compare what you're talking about with something familiar. And you emphasize the importance of trust. Trust is gold. And you had an excellent takeaway. Now, the challenge for each of us as evaluators at Leadership Speak, sometimes we have speeches that are so good that we are put on the spot to find out how we can make improvements and challenge ourselves. So I am going to do my best for both. To paraphrase Bob Marley, get up, stand up for your speech, no matter how short or long it is. Because I noticed that by standing, you give yourself more room to express. Many times that's when we sit down, we have the tendency to do gestures. You did the same. And then all of a sudden you had this, you went up, and then you went down. Up, down, disappeared, reappeared, disappeared. By standing up, that's less likely to happen. So that also adds to the importance, not just as an improvement, but as a challenge. Overall, fantastic opening to get us all worked up and started. And remember, everyone, especially you, Guerdah, trust is gold. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you to Ray Rivero for accomplishing the goal of your evaluation. You captured how Guerdah connected with the audience with her phrase when she said that she was invited for this role last minute and how her trust was built by accepting the role. And you gave her valuable suggestion of how her standing and disappearance was reflected when she presented the toast. Well done. And I will now move on to the next evaluator. Let me invite Tony Bratschitsch, who evaluates Hannah. For Tony, he is a long-time Toastmaster and a charter member of Leadership Speak. His goal as an evaluator is to evaluate effectively by recognizing excellence while recommending improvements. Let's welcome Tony to evaluate Toastmaster of the Day, Hannah.
Thank you, GE. Fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests, and especially you, Hannah. Hannah, as you know, you asked me to evaluate how you have performed your role. So therefore, I'm going to provide a two-prong impact evaluation. As we know, and you know, Hannah, the Toastmaster of the Day is an impactful role in our club and in this meeting. So the way I looked at it was, look at how you practiced and how you performed. Now, in practicing, guests, you may not know this, but we have practice sessions every Thursday. So Hannah, I observed how you came to the practice session on Thursday, fully prepared to perform your role then. So I evaluated your performance the first time at the practice session on Thursday, and then today. And I looked at what you did then and what you did now to see how you worked on your improving your performance from those two presentations. And the 5 criteria was the command of the agenda, which you had an excellent command right now, transitions from speaker to speaker, also invoking the theme. The 4th was the engagement of the speakers, and the 5th, Hannah, was how you had your composure and your adaptability. Your strengths were your spontaneity. When you went from speaker to speaker, as soon as the speaker finished, you said something that was very insightful about the speaker's presentation. And as you did so, you opened up. When you become spontaneous, it seems like you trigger your gestures. For example, you talked about crushing the ice with the icebreaker. You used your hands. And when you talked about making it matter, you put your hands together. So I would recommend that for your opening. When you open your performance as the Toastmaster of the Day, put more spontaneity into your well-prepared opening, but somehow find a way to be spontaneous to get your gestures to kick in. Because typically, whenever we address an audience, the first 8 seconds is how we hook them. So you had a very powerful performance based on your excellent preparation on Thursday, the way you handled the 5 criteria for today's performance, and the way you invoked the spontaneity in your transitions. If you add the spontaneity when you launch the very opening, you will have us really understanding more so how we lead with actions and words, to be more dependable with actions, which is a spontaneity, and words, which is due to your performance and your presentation. So, Hannah, you have given us a workshop on how to be the Toastmaster of the Day with preparation and performance. Well done.
Thank you to our evaluator, Tony. Well, our Toastmaster is a seasoned Toastmaster, we can see how well he has evaluated. Your evaluation has deep insights, and we have great lessons from your evaluation. You have spoken on the optimal preparedness and presentation of our Toastmaster of the Day. And thank you for that presentation. Next, we have our evaluator, Guerdah, who is going to evaluate our educational speaker, Robin Stone. Guerdah is a proud member of Leadership Speak, and she is living in Calgary. And she is going to, and her thought and theme of the day is leadership is about taking care of those in your charge, and people only let you take care of them if they trust you. her goal is to empower the speaker to deliver the next project with more energy and enthusiasm after providing her feedback. Let's hear from Guerdah.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Hello, everyone, and hello, our educational speaker, Robin. How did you manage to deliver such a serious topic, leaders build trust, in a humorous project? Because your pathway is engaging in humorous, and you manage to do that. I was really engaged with you when you said, I trust my evaluator will take it easy on me. Very powerful. You started your module with defining your trust to us. Trust is the glue that holds together teams. That was very powerful. And you gave a life and simple example when you said you went to the courthouse to witness a divorce case. We know what caused divorces between couples in any organization, in anywhere. Loss of trust. And you said that very clearly. You asked me to watch for your ability of presenting slides using the PowerPoint. Well, you excelled at that. You went from one slide to the other in a very smooth way. However, I would have liked to have you standing or sitting on the side of your slides. To me, keynote speaker, and I like to connect with the keynote speaker. I would have liked to see your connection, your eyes looking at us, explaining leaders build trust. And your slides, they were full of information. I was racing to read what you have written on every slide. You also used many, like for example, Cynic you used, and Maxwell, whatever they said. Your call to action, you used AI, and you said, to build the trust is to choose integrity over image, truth over convenience, honor over personal gain. That's from AI. How about your takeaway or call to action for us? All in all, it was very informative presentation full of definitions of trust. Lots of information for us, a takeaway from AI agent. The way you presented it, it was very clear with some adjustment on standing on the side so we could connect with you and seeing the slides. And I would have liked to see the slides even with less information so we could engage with you more. Very good. Thank you for your presentation. Very informative. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you to our evaluator, Guerdah. It was a well-structured evaluation with a lot of takeaways for our speaker. And I loved the way you gave all the little nuggets for him. And I was just wondering if you're going to speak about the less information, and well, I heard it towards the end. So I like the whole only I will have, because I saw the red card and I thought you could have started giving the correction, the feedback a little earlier of what he could improve on, and you could have ended the speech with more emphasis on the pleasant things about the speech. But really well done, and I congratulate you for that. And I congratulate the educational speaker too. I'll speak about it in my evaluation. Thank you. Our next speaker was Nelly Jane, and to evaluate Nelly, we have Sonia. Sonia comes from south of France, and she is a proud member of Leadership Speak. Her thought on the theme is leaders build trust through their words, action, consistency, and the way they make others feel valued and heard. Her goal as an evaluator is to strengthen her listening and evaluation skills and provide valuable and constructive feedback that helps the speakers improve. So now let's invite Sonia.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator Rashmi. Nelly Jane, from your opening line, you captured our attention with the famous mirror, mirror on the wall. And it became right away clear to me in that moment that your speech will be about reflection and different perspectives. Let me highlight a few areas that you really excelled at and share a few opportunities to elevate your influence even further. You applied vocal variety and body language very, very effectively. You demonstrated and showed us many examples, but just to name a few. You covered your face when you said, "Oh, not again." You showed your teeth when you were talking about it, or put your elbows into your hips. Also, you spoke louder, tuned it down. You came closer to the camera and looked straight at us. Your title, "The Mirror Lied to Me," was very fitting, and your structure contained 3 parts. First, you started out from the perspective as you, the human being. Then you spoke from the mirror's point of view before you switched back and became a human being again. I could follow, and I noticed whenever you changed between the two. Your speech was fascinating, I have to say, and I had to pay close attention not to miss anything. It really drawed me in, because, and I'm sure we all felt the same, because we all have felt similar experiences and feelings. Now, to strengthen your impact further, my recommendations are: I noticed that in the beginning you spoke a little bit fast. So I felt a little bit, there was a little bit of anxiety. And maybe it is because you were so looking forward to present the speech and how it will turn out. So I think it would be a good idea, maybe before you step on the virtual stage, to take a few deep breaths, just to be grounded and find the space for even pauses. Standing up, I think, would also enhance your speech, since you're acting between the two different perspectives. And while you ended your speech with sharing your conclusion, the takeaway for me personally didn't come clear very well. Overall, you're a very confident speaker, and you demonstrated clearly that you're an advanced speaker. So I look forward to your next presentation. Thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator Rashmi.
Thank you, Sonia, for a report of evaluation on the mirror. And mirror, mirror, who is the fairest of all? I was imagining and I was thinking, what will Sonia say about such an expert speaker, Nelly? But she had her feedback right on dot, and she had enough feedback for her. Am I enough? And she brought the whole story of what could be done better by slowing down, by using the pauses, by being more reflective in the end. So I think this is a valuable feedback for Nelly, because she is the fairest of all, and I hope she takes this. Thank you. Our next evaluator is Aruna Shaw, and he is evaluating Leah Minja. For him, the theme means without trust, leaders lose their ability to influence. And his goal is he wants to see whether his evaluation has effectiveness and structure in his evaluation. So let's welcome Aruna Shaw to the stage.
Thank you, Madam Jiri, fellow Toastmaster and dear guest. You will agree with me if I say, after Leah's speech, you know more about her. She is from Tanzania, sister of 4 siblings, vice president of education in her local Toastmaster club. She is also area director. She joined her local Toastmaster club to improve her public speaking skills and leadership speak to equip herself with leadership skills because she has leadership position. Vice President of Education and also area director. Leah, your speech was well structured from the beginning to the end. You started your speech with a question at the very beginning to grab the attention of the audience. Then you share a personal story explaining why you decided to join Toastmaster. And you end the speech by a call to action. Your message was clear and you were audible, and your Zoom presence was also good. You use body language and vocabulary in an effective way during your speech delivery. You were authentic, using your cell phone and during the dialogue with your supervisor. I really love the way you use your hands and your vocabulary, especially when you say something need to change and looking back where I'm coming from. One recommendation in terms of improvement is to try to put more vocabulary, especially when you use dialogue in your speech. It was the case during the dialogue with your supervisor. It will be better to use different tones for each speakers. Overall, it was a good speech. Congratulations, you have reached the objective of your project. And for the next time, try to put more vocabulary, especially when you use dialogue. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you to our evaluator, Aruna. Your speech was delivered with very effectively and had a proper structure. It covered areas of body language, and finally, you also gave a feedback on how the vocal variety can become more engaging by having a dialogue vocal variety infused in a speech. Here, I noted that you ended very quickly. You still could deep dive into the speech as we were just hitting green, and you concluded your speech very quickly. So I will next time just try to go more deep dive and make few more suggestions. Thank you. Now we move on to our next evaluator. The next evaluator is Mariam Sadawi. So she is evaluating Mari, and she is joining us all the way from Iran. She is a professional business development director and a member of Leadership Speak from 2024. Her thought for the theme is Leaders build trust by being honest, consistent, listening actively, and keeping their promises. Her goal as evaluator is she wants to review her evaluation and check whether it is delivered as guided by the target speaker effectively and whether her recommendations are appropriate. Let's welcome Mariam. Over to you.
Thank you so much, TOS General Evaluation. Follow Toastmaster and welcome guests. Maria, first I highlight some points in her speech. She have the strong audience engagement, involving with the audience through the thumb up, thumb down, or the heart, hand gesture, and making the presentation interactive. Second things, clear structure. Three filter she mentioned in her speech: know your audience, ask so, what, and find the personal relevant. Third, highlighted in her speech, the strong connection with the leadership. She connect the topical of the meeting with the team. Leads build the trust. Four, highlighter, good emotional connection. When she using the statement, you have to build the trust. You have to build the bridge. You have made it matter. According for the recommendation to see herself in the next level, I find make the speech more focusing in the some example and transaction. So she stylely talking about the medical example, which I, as the audience, I'm confusing. If they're making this example more clear, at least we can be engaged with example. The second thing is call to the action. Make the strong specificate the challenge before you next speech, which ask the audience. For my personality, is she ask yourself about who is my audience and the what and how can I make matter to them. Overall, she doing the well structured, engaging, relevant presentation. Just for the improvement, if she using some example and the transaction. Even the Maria, she successfully achieved the objective of her speech and they give to us the particular tools which can be bridged between the speaker and the audience, and how we can use those tools to give to more knowledge. And she mentioned this knowledge. Actually, sometimes we forget as the audience those the knowledge, but some image, some point, some it can be help us to be understanding. But overall, she reached her objective, and she doing the speech. Just if they follow this the 2 points, for sure she will be have more effectively in the next speech. Over to you, General Evaluation.
Thank you to our evaluator, Mariam. Mariam delivered an evaluation and she had key takeaways for our speaker, Marie, and she mentioned what points of improvement can be done at her end. She rightly said about how she has to be aware, audience awareness, and knowing about the audience, the speech can be little bit focused on them, changes can be made. Otherwise, she had a great structure. She has great feedback. And thank you, Mariam. We now move on to the last evaluator tonight was the evaluation of Cedric Odechi, and this is done by Najla Abdallah. Najla started her career as a flight attendant and later moved into safety training. Najla is leading 28 crew members on each flight, and she says this has taught her earning trust requires respect, valuing people's input, being accountable and open to discussion, having the courage to stand up for her team and their safety. It has taught her to make decisions and lead even in uncertainty. The goal of her is to particularly appreciate feedback on time management and consider other aspects of speech being evaluated. I now invite Najla to present her evaluation. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. Toastmaster Cedric's speech had very clear purpose, and I believe he achieved the project objective. He opened with a question that drove curiosity when he said, "Have you ever been in a group conflict?" That immediately connected me to his topic. What worked well for me was the 3 lessons that he lined up at the beginning. Listen, focus on the issue rather than the person, and find a common ground. And in each phase of his speech, he took the time to illustrate each lesson with examples. His speech was filled with authenticity when he said, for example, you don't need to attack the person, challenge the idea. He also continued and he said, it's not about who is right, it's about combining the group efforts together in order to achieve the goal. Now, Toastmaster Cedric have requested to observe his body language and the vocal variety. His energy was definitely there. He used movement to distinguish between the different people involved in the conflict. And he was having a very excellent storytelling techniques. However, I felt that the movement became too frequent at times, where he was moving from one side to represent the people involved in his story. If he had alternated the voice in order to represent those different personalities, this would elevate the speech furthermore. My recommendation for him is to move with a purpose, then stand still. Another recommendation is to alternate the voice in order to match the personality. Where there was a conflict, the person would have a very high, loud tone of voice, and the other person who would bring wisdom to the conversation would have a poise and a quiet tone of voice. Overall, as I said, he ended with asking, are we achieving our objective? And my reply to him, yes, he achieved his objective of the speech. He nailed it with 3 lessons that were very memorable. And with a little bit of adjustment of body language whenever it required, matching with the voice as well tone, Toastmaster Cedric is going to elevate his speech to first class. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you to our evaluator, Najla. Your evaluation was incredible. You had asked me to look at your time management, and I will say it was perfect. You started with a well-delivered structure where you first referred to what all was good in his speech. Then you gave some recommendation and you started well in time. You gave good recommendation and you ended up with what he excelled at. So I will congratulate you on a good delivery, and we all have great takeaways. Thank you. And now, as we complete our session on prepared speeches, I will now invite Zoom Master to share the poll for voting for Best Effort Evaluator. And It may be for guests and everybody can vote on this. So kindly share your vote on this. And in the meantime, I will also request the timer to post the timer's report for the evaluations. As the timer will post the evaluation report. Okay, thank you. The timer Nelly Iodo has posted. I will now invite our grammarian tonight for her report, Guerdah Schlaw. Let's invite her for her report.
Thank you, General Evaluator. The word of the day, authentic, and it was used by many of the members, role players, because it has strong connection with our theme. Leaders build trust. The Toastmaster of the day said it many times, our general evaluators, some of the speakers, one of the evaluator I heard now, and of course our educational speaker. Good for everyone. Now, I heard a few phrases, sentences that stayed in my mind. Do you believe in loyalty? Who doesn't? I like that. The other one is, a team is a group of people that trust each other. Trust is gold. Trust, when you choose, trust is choosing honor over personal gain. Building a trust like building a bridge. These are, okay, one more thing. Trust is the invisible currency that compounds over time. Lose it, and even the greatest resources become liabilities. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you to our grammarian for her report. And
Excuse me, General Evaluator. Allow me to relaunch the poll for best effort evaluator. Did it work?
Okay. Okay, please relaunch the poll and let's have the poll for the best effort evaluator. While I'm giving few minutes for everyone to vote for the best effort evaluator. I will now move on to my report as a general evaluator. A well-prepared meeting is a successful meeting. The meeting preparations begin from the time 2 weeks back it began, and the group was set up and the groundwork began. And today also, as we entered the room, it was well set up and we started well on time. And in our Thursday preparations, we had powerful session where every role taker had opportunity to practice the roles. This builds skills and clarity with our roles and builds confidence. And today's meeting, presiding officer warmly welcomed members and guests. Presiding Toastmaster Leah, I saw her welcoming with smile. And we moved on to the role of our toast raiser. Toast raiser Guerdah took up the call at the last moment. I truly appreciate that. And what a lovely toast, building trust. Our Toastmaster of the day, Hannah, led with confidence and warmth and authenticity, making her presence felt throughout the session as she led leaders that built trust and brought this theme to life. our educational speaker, Robin Stone. You amazed me with your slide, and I loved the particular trust tree where you had the analogies of roots, trunks, branches, and canopies. I'm sure to save that particular page. It has so much of information, and I'm sure everyone has found this valuable. And I heard a lot of interactions in the guest, and somebody is asking for the slides. Let's hear it from Robin on that. The power of toast was already felt when Guerdah delivered the theme and reinforced it. Our speakers continued to add magic with the unique voices. Nelly Jane Galido, mirror light to her. But what a message that was, finally. The moment when mirror reflected the true value, and we had nice key takeaways from her. Leah made her debut with 2 hours notice, and her icebreaker was stunning. Mary reminded us how it made it matter and how she connected with the audience with thumbs up and hearts, and how Cedric told us that group discussions become a conflict and how we can have a strong close to that. My appreciation goes to all the supporting role players. Our cheerful timer, whose I see green signal, Nelly. Hello, hi Nelly. She kept us positively engaged with strong energy. Our grammarian who easily stepped in. Well done, Guerdah. There was a power cut in some parts of Tanzania. I'm also in Tanzania, so my colleague, my friend, Sajida couldn't join in. But this gave the authentic touch to the meetings. Our PR master, Helene, and our Zoom master who are working at the backstage. A big thank you and shout out goes to all our role players, speakers, evaluators. Thank you for being here, genuinely present, and giving your best. To our guest for active participation. And with this all said, the leaders really build trust by being present. Thank you. And now I will pass on the baton to my presiding Toastmaster, Lydia. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Rashmi, and all the evaluators. We all had the authentic feedback from the evaluators. And now we are moving to another session. This session, it's celebration. This is the best part where we celebrate. We are going to celebrate the best effort speaker. It is coming, the best effort speaker.
Drum roll.
Drum rolls, drum rolls. The best effort speaker, followed by the best effort evaluator. As we wait for the PR master to share that, it is coming, it is coming. I wanted to remind the guests to put their authentic feedback on the chat. Please, please display it. PR master, we're only seeing the flying congratulations. We're waiting for the slide with the best evaluator. Okay, let us give the, now it's coming. The best effort speaker. We are seeing congratulations, congratulations. A big applause. It's Nelly Jane Galido. This This is our best effort speaker. Thank you very much and congratulations, Nelly Jane Galido. Now let's go to the best effort evaluator. The best effort evaluator, Tony. Tony, congratulations, Tony. Let us congratulate Tony and Nelly. Thank you very much. Show with the emojis. Congratulations. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Let us celebrate them. And all the other speakers, all the other evaluators, you did your best. We also thank all of you. Now, we are coming to that part where we would like to get feedback from our guests. And let me start with our guests today. We have several guests. I see Abdulaziz. Zoom Master, can you spotlight Abdulaziz? Abdulaziz, are you there?
He needs to turn
Hello,
on his
everyone.
mic.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you, thank you. Would you kindly put on your video? We'd like to engage you briefly.
Yes, I think now I'm trying to activate it, but I have some issues.
No problem, no problem, no worries. We would like to hear from you. How did you find our meeting today?
Yes, I think it's my first time to attend your meeting, and I find it very interesting. And I think I will try to join the club, but because I know that we can learn a lot of things. I think I hear from you. I think I talked to one of my colleagues. I think it's here. I think it's Aruna. I think it's one of your. I think yes, it's here.
Oh, Aruna. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
it's my colleague. We work in the same company, so I find it better, and I think I ask the link for the next session, and I try to. I told him that I will try to join the meeting and learn from all experts in here. And I noticed that it's the best choice. I make the best choice because it's very amazing. So I think I will try to be an active and try to follow your activities, because this will help me to leadership, something like that, and also help me to level up my English speaking skills, because now I'm trying also to improve my level in English. So I think I can work on a lot of, and also improve my level, and also have exchange with a lot of experts. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much, Abdul. And are you a Toastmaster, Abdul?
No, not yet. I just subscribe. No, I'm not. I just tried. I don't know if I understand very well your questions.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. We encourage you to become a Toastmaster, and then in the near future, become a member of Leadership Speak. Also, now we would like also to appreciate Aruna. Aruna must be a very good friend, because Aruna was able to extend the invite, and we welcome you also to be joining. We normally have very good sessions, so feel welcome even next Saturday. Let's go to the next visitor, next guest.
We have Kamis Azami. Lydia?
Who?
Kamis Azami.
Yeah. Kamis Azani, welcome. Would you mind coming on the screen?
Sure, no problem. Yes,
Thank
good
you.
evening, good afternoon, good morning to everybody. I think it's an excellent sessions. We love, the speakers, how they have put their speeches. We learn a lot from them. And thank you for such excellent, session we had together.
Thank you very much. Are you a Toastmaster?
Just started actually. We with a new online Toastmaster in Dubai.
Thank you. We encourage you to be visiting us, and
Sure.
one of the fine days you will join Leadership Speak.
Sure. Thank you very much, and for all the speaker and the evaluator and all the team here and the guests. Thank you very much, and see you.
Thank you very
So
much.
normally
We really appreciate
you making this session every Saturday, or how you doing it? Every once a week, a month, or a week, or how?
We normally have it every Saturday, and also in between the week we have some trainings for only members. So members normally benefit to have those training sessions for us to be better leaders, equipped to be able to deliver these meetings on Saturdays. Otherwise, the guests are welcomed on Saturday, but when you become a member, you again benefit through the trainings that we normally have in the middle of the week.
Okay, I register for in the form, so maybe if you can send me such information, I would really appreciate that.
I will follow up. I'm the VPM of this club, so I'll follow up with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Let me see another guest.
Evelyn Krish.
Evelyn Krish. Thank you, Guerdah. Evelyn Klish.
Yes, hello.
Hello, hi, how are you?
Yes.
Hi, Evelyn, how are
Fine.
you? Good to see
Fine.
you. Welcome.
Yes.
Welcome to that. Well, how did you find our meeting today?
Oh, yes. I thought the meeting was excellent. I really appreciated you choosing the topic of trust. I think in these days, it's very important. And to choose that topic as a leadership in your speeches and to kind of intertwine it through the entire morning, I think was a great way to do it. I enjoyed the speeches, and as always, I go away with a little bit of inspiration, especially for the one about the mirror. They really touched me a lot because it's a very common thing that we look at mirrors and expect an answer, and really the answer is in ourselves. And again, the evaluations I thought was excellent because they were very thorough, at the same time encouraging. I thought it was neat, even though you had excellent speakers, very difficult to evaluate excellent speakers. And single one found some improvement to help the speaker next time they came and improved. So thank you for inviting me.
Thank you very much. And you're highly welcome to be visiting our meetings. And Evelyn, what would it take you to decide to become a member of Leadership Speak?
I have already decided to become a member and I submitted my form, but it's kind of held up. I'm not sure. I asked for a transfer from my other club, which is just a community club. They meet on Saturdays, so I can't attend both. So I'm asking to transfer the remaining few months that I have, but I haven't heard anything. So I would appreciate it if you get back to me.
Thank you, thank you. We are looking forward to you solving that issue and joining us here at Leadership Speak. In the meantime, you are highly welcome to be joining our meetings. And thank you for your time. Do we have another big guest?
That's it.
Aha. Now, before we move to the next one, let me ask Cedric. Cedric is our newest member in Leadership Speak. Let me hear a comment from Cedric. Not Cedric. Clifton. Or Clifton has left. No, Clifton has left. Okay. Now we move to another section, and this section is on our thought of the day. And from the theme for today has been leaders build trust. Leaders build trust. And from all the speakers who have spoken, it has now come out very clear that as leaders, we need to build trust. And trust is neither granted by a title or won by a single grand gesture. It is built through quiet daily practice of consistency, transparency, authenticity, and accountability. And trust takes years. When trust is lost, it reduces value. Leadership is fundamentally about influence, and influence cannot exist without trust. When leaders build trust, they create a culture where psychological safety thrives, risks are minimized, and teams perform at their best. And that is why leaders build trust. As we come to the end of the meeting, let me thank all the guests who have joined and who have taken time to be with us today. And all the role players, there were role players who are behind the scene, that is the PR masters, the Zoom masters, all of them, we really appreciate them. And all the speakers, evaluators, all those who played part in these meetings, we are again very thankful, and we appreciate the time that you took to be with us in this meeting. And I invite you to reflect on this theme that we had today: leaders build trust. Because great leaders build trust by matching their words with actions, showing vulnerability, and putting the team first. You have to put your team first for you to be able to build trust as a leader. I welcome you to join us next Saturday. In our next meeting, we have a theme that will be effective crisis leadership. And you're all welcome. I thank you, and on behalf of the Leadership Speak, I thank you very much for joining this session. And I declare this meeting closed. May I request the Zoom master to stop the YouTube streaming. Thank you.